In this video, we're going over a complete dumbbell workout for lacrosse players. What's going on, guys? Kyle here for Relentless Lacrosse, and today we're going to go over the ultimate dumbbell workout for lacrosse players. So many players now are at home, they want to be working out at the field, stuff like this where we don't always have access to the gym, and that's completely normal. And so we wanted to give you a workout that you can be doing anywhere, anytime with just 2 dumbbells. So a lot of lacrosse players have something like this at home, and so this is the perfect workout to really start to be able to make your workouts count and translate to the field. Let's dive in. So today we're going to be going over a full body functional workout. At Relentless, we don't believe in doing upper body and lower body. We want to make sure that everything is integrated so that we're developing the things that translate on the field. And so today we're going to be going over a lunge, a hinge, a squat, a push, and a pull, including all of the key movement patterns in one workout. So before we get started, we want to make sure that we're not choosing dumbbells that are too heavy. I'm just using 25s today. You could use lighter. You could increase the reps to make it more difficult, but we want to make sure that we're not going through this fast and kind of doing grinders. We don't want to make sure that we're actually just pushing the pace for intensity's sake, but we're actually getting deliberate with all of our movements. So our first movement here is just going to be the basic squat. So we're going to get set up, instead of going in a goblet style, we're going to be set up just like this, almost in like a front rack style. And then as soon as I'm ready, I'm just going nice and slow down, 3 seconds, pausing, and then exploding up. So this exercise, we really want to make sure that we're getting deliberate with our movement patterns, hold at the bottom, and then get powerful up. And that's what it's all about. We're trying to develop some actual power here, while challenging that eccentric load, controlling it, and then how fast can I get right back up top. 8 reps here, and then we'll dive right into our next exercise. All right, our next exercise here is the half kneel shoulder press. And this is an amazing exercise to begin to develop those press muscles in a vertical plane, which is so essential for developing the shoulder muscles that actually translate to shooting and those kind of movements on the field. So I'm gonna get set up super tall and super braced in both my glutes and my core, and then I'm finding that tall position. I can do anything with my hand here. I can get it on my low back, I get it on my chest here, or straight out. I just wanna make sure that I'm finding a position where I'm staying tall. So if I'm here, I'm pressing straight up and I'm coming straight right back down. Now this is the key, is that down phase, the eccentric phase, where we're actually gonna be developing so much more strength. So for me, and because we're not going crazy heavy today, I'm gonna press up and I'm gonna be coming at least 3 seconds on the way down. Now, if 25 was too light for you, you're saying you're just not getting enough strength to demand, then we're gonna be going 3 seconds up, and instead of going for more reps, we're gonna be focusing on at least 5 to 8 seconds on the way down to really start to develop that eccentric strength, which is so valuable. So this is an amazing exercise. We want to see at least 8 reps, making sure you can either go heavier or you can go slower, but we're never just going to go more reps or more speed. Get dialed in here with that movement and get strong. All right, our next exercise here is the high plank drag through. And so this is an amazing exercise to start to develop some core strength here. So this is a movement where we have to get super dialed in. We want to make sure that we're not rotating at all. So I'm going to get set up with my dumbbell just slightly outside my body. I'm in a high plank. To make this a little bit easier, I could get a little bit wider with my feet, but I'm going to be dragging that dumbbell right across my body and then setting up over the other side. Now we have a natural kind of inclination to create that rotation when I'm pulling across down, and I want to make sure that that's what we're fighting. I'm staying super braced head to toe, and I'm creating a strong drag. I should feel this all through my obliques, all through my core, as I'm fighting that rotation here and that extension. So this is an amazing exercise for some core strength here. We want to make sure that we're doing this for at least 16 to 20 reps and getting really dialed in with that movement pattern. Right, so that's what we would consider our A block. 3 exercises put together, no break in between, and then take around 60 seconds at the end. So we want to make sure that we're going through all 3 of those exercises back to back to back, around 4 times, maybe 5 if you're feeling ambitious, before we're getting into our B block. And so this is a completely different series now that we're going to go through. Again, keeping the pace, making sure that you're not slowing down, but you're not getting sloppy as well. So our first exercise here is the bent over row. I'm going to have my 2 dumbbells. I'm going to find that tall position to begin with, and then I'm basically just going to push my hips back until my dumbbells are around my knee position. Once I'm in this position, I'm going to start with a slight angle and I'm pulling into my sides. So this is an awesome exercise for the upper back muscles. Basically all of the pull-based muscles here are being worked as I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and creating that squeeze. And that's what I really want here. So it's easy to kind of just jerk your way through this, but we want to make sure that we're creating that deliberate squeeze here, pinching those shoulder blades back, holding for a half second, and then coming right back down. So if this is too easy, again, focusing on that eccentric load here, really slowing down here, and then making a nice strong pull. We could even add a little bit of an ISO here at the top where we're holding, hold, and then letting go. So let's keep this exercise at 8 reps, but add one of those 2 variations, either the hold or the slow down here, to make this more challenging. Let's get dialed in here and get strong. All right, our next exercise is the reverse lunge. And so this is an amazing exercise to start to develop that unilateral strength, which is gonna translate to our sprinting speed. So I'm gonna get set up with my 2 dumbbells. Alternatively, you could do this in a goblet, but I have my 2 dumbbells. My shoulders are back, I'm nice and tall. And then I'm just gonna be going slowly on the way down in my step, holding at the bottom for about 1 second and then popping right back up. So I wanna make sure that I'm not bouncing off the bottom, I'm not driving up top, and I have nothing collapsing in. So nothing, whether it's my foot or my knee, is collapsing in. I'm staying really braced on the way down, finding that low position, hold, and then pop right back up. So this is the perfect lunge-based exercise to really start to develop that functional strength. We wanna make sure that we're actually loading up into the glute. And so this is where all of our power comes from. If we're sprinting, if we have some sort of cut and pivot, anything like that, it's all coming from loading up that glute. And so in this exercise, we wanna get deliberate in how we're loading up that hip, loading up that glute, and then firing up from that hip as well. So this is the perfect exercise. Do 8 reps here. Get really dialed in with your movement on the way down, pause, and then get back up. All right, our last exercise here is another unilateral lower body exercise, but this is the perfect exercise to start to develop that lower body stability. So we're calling it the single leg RDL. You can call it a lot of different things, but all of them have the same hinge movement in the hip. So I'm getting nice and tall to begin with, and then I'm basically just gonna be pushing my hips back and trying to get my back as flat as possible, and then driving my hips forward. So this is an exercise where we will have a lot of players go body weight, where we're basically just trying to create that reach, that lower body stability, have that pause, and then come right back up. We're making sure that nothing's rotating, everything's staying strong. But if you are a little bit more elite, you can use some sort of dumbbell here where we have that full body kind of stability brace. We have our hips are strong, our abs are strong, our glutes are squeezed, and my entire lower body is finding that stability. I pause at that bottom and I'm coming right back up. An amazing exercise. Make sure you're getting completely dialed in with your movement patterns here. 8 reps here, and then move over to the other leg. Our last exercise in this block is the weighted Deadbug, an amazing core exercise where we're really challenging not just our abs, but our entire core. So for me, I'm gonna get set up with the dumbbell here. I have it directly overhead, and then I'm squeezing my ribs and my low back into the turf. And this is the key. I can't have any space between my low back and the turf here. Once I'm set up, this dumbbell is completely overhead. My knees are off, my back is squeezed down, and then I'm just going one leg out at a time. I have a hold here for around 2 or 3 seconds, and then I'm coming back up and then going over to the other side. Now, as I'm creating that reach, my back naturally wants to pop off the ground. And so this is what we're fighting against. We're anti-extension here. While we want to kind of extend and create that open rib flare position, we need to be fighting it down, getting super squeezed and super braced here. And this is the entire point of this exercise. So if this is too heavy and you can't find that position where you're locking down, go with something lighter, whether it could straight up be like a shoe or something like that. We want to make sure that we're finding that position as we're reaching up overhead and we're finding that brace position. An amazing exercise. Try and work your way up to 12 reps. You could start as low as 8 and kind of work up, getting strong here and finding that position where I'm fully flexed into the ground. All right, so that is the perfect dumbbell workout to really take your game to a whole new level. So if you are a lacrosse player that's serious about getting dialed in, then you can't just wait for the perfect circumstances. You can't wait for the strength and conditioning coach. You can't wait for the team workouts. You need to be out there taking responsibility for your training. And so workouts like this allow you to get dialed in anytime, anywhere. All you need is a couple of dumbbells. And so it's your responsibility to start developing the strength and power that's going to translate to taking your game to the next level on the field. If you are trying to get to that next level, guys, head over to relentlesslacrosse.com, where we have tons of different training programs, training articles, and training videos, all designed for lacrosse players to take their game to that whole new level. Get out there and get relentless.